And welcome back to Yoshi's Woolly World. Part 2, I guess, if you want to be precise. Last time we started the game, and this time we're continuing the game. That was really not good. To be more specific, we did World 1 through 1-1 through 1-4. This time we're starting out with 1-5, Nitty Naughty Windmill Hill. That sounds like a Rareware name. Or something that would show up in a Banjo or a Donkey Kong or something. The Donkey Kong generally had more alliteration than that, than rhyming. It was actually the retro games that tend to rhyme more. Because frankly, all the good onomatopoeia, not onomatopoeia, all the good, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? I just used the word, which is the annoying part. Alliteration, all the good alliterations for level names with DK were already taken, basically, is my theory. I'm sure I'm wrong on that, but, and the old Donkey Kongs would always have tons of alliteration, which I actually thought was really clever. I still haven't played DKC 3 yet, so that's something I still need to get around to eventually. But as you can tell, that's not going to happen anytime soon because I am playing Yoshi. Okay, so this is a low flower thing, like in Yoshi's Island. If you have no eggs, ground pound, it'll shoot out a bunch at once, thus saving you a lot of time. The big balls of yarn will go through a couple different things, so that's how I got 2 of the brown ones there. Shagai. So basically, every time you see it like a little knot, you want to eat it. And, well, to be honest, now that you've seen the main gimmick of the level, which is, of course, basically filling out the windmill lines, I think I'll take a break from actually discussing the level for a while, because the level should be self-explanatory from here on out, and talk about my history with the franchise, which is actually quite long, well, given the circumstances. I never had a Super Nintendo growing up. Just had an NES and then a PS1, so jumped multiple generations all at once. So I never played the original Yoshi's Island. The first time I got to play Yoshi's Island was for the Game Boy Advance, Super Mario Advance 3 Yoshi's Island. I think I mentioned something about that, but I didn't elaborate that much. I hear it's not a very good port though. And because of the Super FX chip, unfortunately Yoshi's Island has never been re-released in its original form. Because the Super FX chip is too advanced. There's some... Well, actually, I think it was Argonaut that went under. So... the rights to the Super FX chip are just kind of all over the place from what I understand. Like, no one exactly knows who owns the rights to the Super FX chip because Argonaut went under. So like Nintendo only owns partial rights to the engine, so they can't actually release any games with the Super FX chip. Again, this isn't like... I don't think this is written in stone, it's just based on my research, what seems to be the case. So the difference is the camera is slightly closer to Yoshi in the Game Boy Advance version because of lower pixel count, obviously, and small screen size. And because the Game Boy's speakers are horrible, the audio sounds really scratchy. Which is said to be bad because the original Yoshi's Island is said to have a really good soundtrack. The game also added in a bunch of new sound effects, such as a new cry sound for Baby Mario, which again is not a change for the better. One thing I will take a moment to point out is if you press R, then press down, press R again, you cycle to the next yarn ball. So that's how I'm cycling. I didn't log on very well, so I'm gonna try that again. Okay. So we got 3, and cycle, 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 and 3 this way. And also we got the what? Is this the 3rd piece of yarn? Yeah, 3rd. The Yoshi in this level is really funny. You'll have to wait and see though, no spoilers. Anyway, I really liked it, because I didn't have a Super Nintendo, I didn't have any reference points for the game. Like, I just thought it was a good game. I didn't think, wow, this is an inferior port, or anything like that. I just thought, hey, this is fun. but my fondest memories of the game involve like actually I think playing it. I don't think it was like during a service. I think it was during some like minor event or something, like a Bible verse competition or something. But I remember like sitting in a church during this like Bible verse competition at like my family's local church that we went to, and I got stuck. Okay, previously I was stuck on 2-4, which is the ghost one, for the longest time. So I remember sitting in this church and I was playing Yoshi's Island, not paying attention to the whole Bible verse competition, if you were wondering. And I finally beat the level, and I just got I was just on a roll. I got all the way, I think. Wait a minute. Okay, just saying, my memory isn't very good these days, so like my memory of stuff 10 years ago is pretty foggy. No, 12 years ago. So yeah, I don't remember the exact specifics. It was either world it was either on world 2-4 to 8 where I got stuck, one or the other. Okay, that was a little bit precarious. Speaking of precarious, this is really hard to easily miss. I'm saying that from personal experience. So basically, I beat it was either the 2-4 boss, which was the big boo that you have to like bank shot off eggs to defeat, which is really challenging when you're like, okay, I'm trying to do math in my head while I was playing Yoshi. I would have been like 7 then, so it was not easy when I was for 7-year-old me. It's easy for me now, but not 7-year-old me. So, and then there's the Potty Ghost, which the actual level with the Potty Ghost is actually I found really exceedingly difficult when I was that young. So it was either one or the other that I actually cleared. I just remember getting all the way to 3-4. In that same evening, so, and that's one of my one gaming memory that I've never forgotten. And now that I'm thinking about, yeah, I think it was the Potted Ghost. I want to say I think I had beaten the Big Boo earlier, but again, I'm not 100% sure. And also keep in mind that Game Boys didn't have backlights back then. So yeah, that's not easy exactly playing a Game Boy Advance game in any time period. So I really like Yoshi's Island though. I had no issues with the remake, and because I had no frame of reference, so I just thought it was a fun game. And I played it a ton. It still took another like 2 years actually for me to actually finish it. Just because World 6 gets... Wait, I got stuck on Hookbill. Wait a minute, Hookbill's 4-4? No, Hookbill's 4-8. Who's the boss of 4-4? Because the one with like the mazy castle that you have to get the 4 keys for. Yeah, that one took me forever as a kid. Because I wasn't a very patient person. I'm still not a patient person, to be honest, but I was more patient now. I'm more patient now than I was then, arguably. But the thing where like if you like hit the checkpoint ring too early, before you at least get some of the keys, then you have to get all the keys all over again, and rage quitting. But yeah, I honestly can't remember. That wasn't Hookbill's Fortress. That was later. That was 4-8. I know that much. It's just funny how much I remember from the bosses. Because Moo Yoshi. This is the one that's so funny because he's a cow. I don't know what cows have to do with windmills, to be honest. So that was 1-5. Got everything while I was going to give my little story. But on to 1-6 now. Shy but deadly. Anyway, back on track. Yoshi's Island DS came out in 2005? No, wait. Yoshi's Island DS came out in 2007. It was made by Artoon, I think. That had... Wait a minute. Okay, I need to back up a little more. Yoshi's Tilt and Topsy Turvy? Was that the name of it? The Tilt Control one. What was the name of that one? I don't know. That one, I played it, it wasn't horrible. I enjoyed it for what it was, but in hindsight, it wasn't very good. Mostly because it was based entirely around one gimmick, and that gimmick didn't exactly work very consistently. So, yeah, kind of problematic. Ow. So the gimmick of this level is the Shy Guys will throw bombs and Yoshi can spit them out at these wooden platforms to grass. And they're just Shy Guys all over the place. You do not want to use that bomb. You want to basically jump out the sky. But there's a workaround, don't worry. If you do actually blow up this Shy Guy stack with a bomb, you can actually just throw an egg up to trigger the cloud and another egg to hit the cloud. Because all the gems fall down here, so you don't actually have to be up there. So that's something really good to keep in mind. This little exclamation point drops bombs. Piece of cake. Acrobats Shy Guys were, I think, mostly in Yoshi's Island 2. Okay, that was really well hidden. I forgot about that from yesterday. I have short-term memory loss, by the way, so I tend to forget things really fast. So, if there are occasionally moments where I'll do something and it seems like I totally forgot what I just did a couple minutes later, that's why. Just wanting to clarify that. Blow this up and ground pound. Shy Guys are toasted by... I don't know what I'm saying, but Shy Guys are all pretty easy. They're kind of Goombas of the Yoshi games, so they go down pretty fast. Especially if you ground pound. I'm suspicious about this, but there doesn't seem to be anything. This is the second Yoshi door we've seen. Or, I mean, like, question mark door. The other one was turned us into an umbrella, and this one is turning us into a Mega Yoshi, which is getting its own separate amiibo if you are interested in getting your own Mega Yoshi for yourself. If you press Y or B if you have the default control scheme, you do a tail swipe, which basically destroys the wooden blocks all the same. Ground down here, and you get the third wool piece. I stopped my story because I'm explaining stuff. I'll get back to it in just a moment. This part, the first time I played through this, the timing window was really tight, so that's why I'm kind of concentrating, because that's stamped right there. It's kind of difficult to get because of the time limit. 5, 4. Okay, we made it. I probably missed something else though, but back to my story. Topsy-Turvy was okay. I mean, I didn't know any better. The mechanics of it, or gimmick if you prefer, was okay. It wasn't like, but yeah, it wasn't as good as Yoshi's Island. So I got through, no, that's a super jump ahead. I got DS, I mean, in 2006? It was the year Nintendogs came out, I know that much, when I got a DS. For Nintendogs, no joke. So the games I got with it at launch, because I actually got like a week before Nintendogs was released, if I recall correctly. The games that I got with it were Super Mario 64 DS, ow, and Yoshi's Touch and Go. Yoshi Touch and Go, not Yoshi's Touch and Go, Yoshi Touch and Go. Which is basically like I feel like if it was an arcade game or like a free-to-play game, it would have been a lot better. Like, to be honest, if they ported Yoshi Touch and Go to iOS, if that is part of like the whole DNA plan, I think it's because it's spelled D-E-N-A. So I'm based on what letters are capitalized, I assume it's pronounced DNA, the mobile company. But oh shoot, I should not have done that. That was just me being dumb, but I made it here. Anyway, if you accidentally screw that up, you can't get that stamp patch. So keep that in mind. Hit that, and yes, hearts. I wanted hearts because I got hit because of a stupid mistake. This infinitely spawns bombs, which is good for us, because we can just chip away at this little fort, if you want to call it that. Well, that was dumb. But, okay, yeah, I think Topsy Turvy would actually be an okay mobile game, but for full-fledged, I'm assuming, because it was a gift, so I don't know how expensive it was. For a full, like, $30 game, it could have been a lot better. It wasn't horrible, I had fun with it, it just has no replay value, because it's just score attack stuff, which, if you like score attack type games, it's a lot of fun, but if you don't, then it's just kind of blah. I'm bad at this game, you wouldn't even know. Gems don't seem to despawn as much as in Kirby's Epic Yarn, so I'm happy about that at least. Because gem despawning was kind of a thing in that game, where gems disappear after a short amount of time. They don't seem to do that in this game, which again I have no problems with, because it's one of those things that just is minor, but it definitely feels like they were actively trying to streamline this game, while actually still making it harder, which I am okay with, because Yoshi's Island is a pretty challenging game, actually, even though it looks cute and everything. But it actually is a pretty difficult game, so I think I screwed this up, actually. Let's see if I can trick this out. Jump up here, and then flutter, like I've never fluttered before. And I made it. Okay, we're good. We're all good. Oh, just as I said that. But basically, yeah, Touch and Go, it was just too shallow for a full retail release. It's on the eShop for $10. I still couldn't recommend it for $10. I would say, you know, it should be. I think a free-to-play version of Touch and Go would be really good, but not paid. Like maybe the Pokemon Shuffle strategy of like you can pay like money if you want to play an extra round immediately, or just wait like 10 minutes to do another round. I think that method is actually really good. Nice free-to-play method. My voice probably sounds really congested because of allergies and because my cat was hanging out in my room. And I'm allergic to cats, actually. Yeah, I still have a cat. So, also for here, I find that the bank shots are way more effective than actually just throwing them at columns. Like, see how much we've done in this time. And then try, I want to demonstrate here, compared to just doing it like this. See how much more effective the other way was. What happens if you actually get all the fruit in both rounds? That's something to look into. So after that, a couple of years later, the actual full game came out, Yoshi's Island DS, which used a similar graphical style as Touch and Go. A lot of people hate Yoshi's Island DS, but I have no problems with it. It's pretty fun. The partner system does make the some of the auto-scroll levels really, really chaotic, because you have to be switching characters constantly. And when you're in an auto-scroller, that's not exactly easy. Shy Guy Yoshi, that looks really weird. Unfortunately, yeah, most people just hate that game. I don't 100%. I mean, I admit there are issues with it, but I honestly think the issues are massively blown out of proportion, because it's still a really, really fun game. That's just me. A lot of people would disagree. I know people who do disagree, and like Yoshi's Island is the only good Yoshi's Island. But I would say Yoshi's Island DS is like worth $10 at least. These guys, the Clawdaddies, have been nerfed since Yoshi's Island. I'm fairly certain you can jump on them in Yoshi's Island, but you can't actually jump on them in this game, so they are way easier to take out. It's raining gems. You can also tie them up and kill them in one hit. So you can do that too. I think ground pounds are also really effective. This also introduces that concept there of basically like tossing up, like, oh, what's the term? I'm not good at this kind of, I'm not good at words, but like skipping rocks. It's like that. But you can do that with eggs, you can do that in Yoshi's Island, and you can do it in this game. So, to demonstrate, once again, see it bounces along the water and does is a lot more effective at slaying those who stand before Yoshi. And okay, that sounded really dark for a Yoshi game. So the trick here is basically you're floating above, but if you jump and like fall, you technically dip down lower, and the same goes for ground pounding. So yeah, there's I think one spot where you do have to ground pound. That was crap. Because I'm fairly certain that's something that's really important. So I'm not gonna restart the level just for that. I'm gonna get it afterwards if it is something important, and if we can't respawn it later, I don't think you can. I've had to do this a lot in this game, to be honest, on my off-screen playthroughs. Just collect as much as you can, and then just speed run through the level, collecting what you missed. Because again, you don't have to collect everything in one go, unlike other Yoshi games, which is like the best thing ever. Into this door, we get the next power-up. They're just shelling out power-ups, no pun intended. Well, at least intentionally. The Motor Yoshi, defy enemies and gravity with Yoshi's blinding speed, and and jump with B, of course. So if you hold right, you just do this. There are stamp patches here, so try to get as much as you can. This is basically like the Roadster and Kirby's Epic Yarn, if you played that. But back to my story. There's Yoshi's Island DS. Yeah, I think Yoshi's Island DS is actually underrated. It's not... I can't exactly say it's as good as the original, but I think it's a fair game. It's a good game in its own right. I would admit that some of the level designs are not the best. I think that's fine. Let's see, and then we come to everyone's not favorite game, Yoshi's New Island, which was announced shortly after this game was announced, if I recall correctly. And everyone hates Yoshi's New Island, and I have weird feelings about the game because the game doesn't do anything inherently bad. It just doesn't do anything inherently well either. I mean, it's not like, you know, poorly executed most of the time. Most of the gameplay stuff is actually, you know, well executed. It's just, it's not fun. From a purely gameplay standpoint, I'd probably give the game like a 6, just because it's okay. But the big problem I have with the game is that the physics feel really, really off. Compared to Yoshi's Island 1, and even DS, even though DS had a run button, Yoshi's New Island just has really weird physics. Everything feels very slow and stuttery. And Yoshi's Clown Shoe hitbox doesn't help. You probably heard that joke before, that Yoshi looks like he has clown shoes in that, which makes some of the platforming actually difficult because of his... You can't really tell where his hitbox is for landing on stuff. Like, you don't know how close to the edge of a platform you can actually be on because Yoshi's shoes are so humongous. Which shouldn't be a big deal, but in a platformer it is. So this is the 4th piece of yarn. Yeah, we missed one. We'll go back for it in a moment because I did say we would be getting all the yarn. Even if we won't be getting all the stamps. Which is actually the irony that this happened on my fun run as well, actually. Oh, the irony. But basically, the same thing I missed a different one, but the same thing happened where I got everything except like one piece of wool. Despite me like being all like, oh, I really should prioritize the wool and flowers because those actually unlock important stuff. So, so deja vu for me. Okay, so you're sensing a pattern with where clouds are in this level. This is the last flower, and thus all we can get now is... Well, the only thing left for us to get, is how I should put it, is the, last piece of wool that we can actually get without having to backtrack. But I should also clarify that it's kind of weird that the crabs are essentially purses. The scissors is what it looks like to me. Yeah, which I think is a cool design choice, but it's still weird. And I haven't explained the watermelons. If you played Yoshi's Island, they work exactly the same way. But if you haven't, you basically just hold B and press up to shoot up, or just you can duck and shoot. You can just do all sorts of stuff. So nothing too complicated. Oh, that was dumb. I didn't jump through the ring. Whoops. Goal. Goal. I didn't say that with any enthusiasm whatsoever because my voice is super stuffy right now. I missed one stamp by accident. I forgot to check in advance because I'm not really worried about the stamps, but we might accidentally come across it just because having to get the last piece of wool. So we are going back in because we cannot leave any Yoshis behind. That's the last area, which is one of my least favorite levels. No way. It's not my least favorite level. It's just, to me, it's kind of bland. Like, the boss is from an old game, which could be interpreted as nostalgic, and could be interpreted as lazy. Hey, this gives me a chance to finish my story, because you've already seen the level, so I can just talk about the game. I mean, I can stop talking about the game. New Island is really complicated for me to score, because I just have incredibly mixed feelings about the whole game. It just... it's the kind of game that you... It's one of those games that you play that you want to like, but you just can't bring yourself to in good conscience, basically. If that makes any sense. It's like, I do think the game did, had okay ideas, but it had almost no ideas. Like, everything felt very reused. It felt like Yoshi, like the Yoshi recycling game. It was made by Zest, which was made from Artoon people, and also people who were, I think some of the development team was also involved with Super Mario, New Super Mario Bros. 2, which, if you played that game, you know that game is generic as all heck, too. So, you can see the similarities in this game, this team's development style, having no creativity whatsoever. I mean, you know, the way I look at the game, New Super Mario Bros. 2, it's just, it wouldn't be a bad game if there was like an ounce of creativity in it. But basically there is not any creativity. All level designs and stuff you've basically seen in a Mario game before. But it's still a fun game. New Island is basically a copy-paste. So much of New Island is just reused content from like the other mainly the first Yoshi's Island, not so much from DS. This is something I actually started to talk about and then forgot to actually finish. The reason I don't like 1-3, the cave in this game, is that I find it weird that every Yoshi game's 1-3 has to be a cave. It's like, seriously, why? But unlike New Island, at least 1-5 in this game was an auto-scroller, so that was actually something original. Windmill level is definitely much more original than New Island's 1-5, which is literally just an auto-scroller like the original Yoshi's Island. If I'm remembering correctly, because it's been a year since I played Yoshi's New Island, so my memory is a little bit foggy on New Island. Yeah, basically, it's like all the level designs mirror level designs in the original Yoshi's Island, which, if it was just Yoshi's Island 3D, if they called the game Yoshi's Island 3D, yeah, I would still have problems with the game's physics, but, you know, I wouldn't have any issues with the game's lack of creativity, I guess you could put it, because there's a lack of creativity that actually bugs me more about the game. than anything. Because, you know, again, if the game was billed as a remake, I don't think anyone would have had an issue with the game. Level designs, it's just... It's not a remake, it's a new game, so why is it so lazy? And I ended up finding Last Stamp. It was in a really obvious place, unfortunately for me. So we're just gonna speedrun to the end. Gotta find you, and this should be the end. So, of course, while we're on the subject of sequels, why not bring up Yoshi's Story too? I played Yoshi's Story around the time I played Paper Mario, if I'm not mistaken, for the first time. Which I actually just finished recording today, Paper Mario, which will be going up in March. Like December to March, if I meant February to March, if I'm not mistaken, because it took about 50 videos. This is about in line for what I expected out of the game. And on the subject, changing gears a little bit, this is a watermelon Yoshi? Yoshi Melon. See, this game is just so charming. I can't help it but like it, even though I don't think it's the best game of the year. It's still super charming though, so that counts for a lot in my book. Anyway, Yoshi's Story is... I think Yoshi's Story is actually really underrated. A lot of people give it crap because it's so cartoony. It has Yoshi singing, and this has an overall low difficulty curve. Some of the levels are legitimately frustrating though. Challenging, not frustrating, because the game isn't that frustrating, but it is challenging at parts, which might surprise people actually, because the game looks so cutesy. Also, the singing Yoshis, that is definitely a thing. That turns people off from the game. Yeah, the whole game is relatively straightforward, but I still enjoy it a lot. This is Bart the Bashful's castle. You'll recognize that name from Yoshi's Island, and Yoshi's Island DS, and Yoshi's New Island. So again, I do kind of wish they hadn't gone for Bart the Bashful for the main boss of World 1. Maybe the sub-boss, but not the main boss. So you want to jump on these guys to trigger this. So we got a piece of yarn and Wonder Wool. I think that's the name of it. I've been calling it for that for the whole episode now. So I hope that's the name of it. Yeah, this story is, I think, really underrated. Especially because on the N64 there weren't any 2D platformers of note, really, in that whole generation. Like, the only other, like, notable 2D platformer that I'm aware of, not saying this is the only one, but the only one I'm aware of personally, is Klonoa. Klonoa, you might recognize from the name from the Wii version of the game. Yeah, Klonoa was on Wii. It was a ground-up remake of the PS1 game, and I actually own it. I really like that game. It has issues like weird difficulty spikes and stuff towards the end. At least when I was younger, I thought that was the case. I haven't played it in years, but I kind of feel like let's playing that at some point. Klonoa. I don't have Lunatea's Veil. I think that's the name of the second game. Plus, I also have to take out my PS2 from closet. But yeah, I think Klonoa is really underrated. Not just on PS2, but on Wii. Not just on PS1, but on Wii. Because how many 2D platformers are there on Wii? A lot. How many, like, non-Nintendo ones are on Wii? Well, there's Murasame, or Maso, whatever the heck that game is called, the Vanillaware one. I think that's Vanillaware. Okay, so this is something that you might miss, so that's why I'm bringing special attention to it. You want to drop down here, and then the ribbon will appear, and thus you can do this. We have everything as far as I know. Let's see. Oh, okay. I gotta snipe him just to be on the safe side. I like Yoshi's animation on the ball, like he's trying to maintain his balance. It's just so cool. Yeah. Headbanging. Like that's the animation there is just so cool. I feel like that was the wrong door. Yep, already did that room. But Klonoa is a really good game. I haven't tried like Murasame or whatever the name of the game is. Yeah, the one kind of anime-looking side-scroller, action-y one. I think Atlas might have published it in the US. No, Atlas published Dragon's Crown. I'll look it up later, I guess. Maybe I'll give an update if I remember. Oh shoot. Hopefully we'll be able to recover if we want a perfect score. Even though I'm not. Yeah, if we don't get a perfect score, I'm not gonna like reset or anything. But it'd be nice to get perfect scores. This is kind of risky. It's kind of dangerous. Also, Yoshi's prone animation is really hilarious. He's just like plop. So you want to mash B as fast as you can there, and mash B as fast as you can here, and you get 2 stamps. 1 from each. This is probably dumb. This is probably really dumb. Okay, we lived. So eat that, and timing of this is a little weird. Okay, we got the 4th piece? Yes, thank goodness. I was afraid I missed something. It'd be so easy to miss stuff here. Just because of how big the level is. I hear the levels get really long later on. Again, this is semi-blind. I don't know anything. At this point, I don't know anything beyond World 1. And that doesn't even... Oh, crud. That was way scarier than it should have been. And again, that doesn't even include any of like the special stages, because I've not done any of the special stages because I wanted to do them completely blind. And I'm sure, you know, 1S isn't going to be that hard, but I'm expecting the worst out of like 2S onwards. This room stinks. Basically, what you want to do is just take out all these guys. If I remember correctly, you need them to get up anywhere. Oh yeah, I should say that you have to ground pound these. I probably should point that out. But the hill is the hard one, because you have to jump on a moving target from below. So that's a little bit scary. Just a little bit. And thus we have another hill, and thus the problem repeats itself. So I'm actually going to work my way down here, just to make things easier in the long run. And that should take about. So, what do we get? We get a hill of beads and the last spool. So we should have everything. Yep, we have everything. This cloud contains hearts. Yep. So, I did not get to Epic Yarn. I wanted to get to Epic Yarn, but I kind of felt like I need to explain a lot of the last area. Because some of the stuff is like really jargishly hidden. I like how the door has a zipper. Yoshi's sure are persistent. I assume they'd all run home by now. Fine, Bert, hitch up your pants and go bust up that Yoshi. Epic's dialogue is better than old Yoshi games, I think. That is one thing I will concede. So this is Bert the Bashful for the 4th time in the Yoshi games. I seem to recall him being in New Island. And to be fair, I don't remember a whole lot from New Island. Just out of apathy, mostly. So hit him, and then like pull on that with Y. So we got a piece of yarn from this, and you can combo him like that. This is how you fight him. You can wait for a better opportunity, or you can lock on advance like I'm doing right now, and thus speed up the fight considerably. Okay, that was a little bit close. I was afraid the Shy Guy would land on this and hit us at the last minute, and thus ruin our perfect score. So we've took out the World 1 boss. Haha! Triumphant dance. I like how they have Yoshi doing a dance because Good Feel also made Kirby's Epic Yarn. It's kind of funny having Yoshi do a little dance like that. It's not quite the same as the Kirby dance, I will concede that, but it's close enough. Okay, we're at what, 40 minutes? Sure, why not? So this is Birthday Yoshi. He's got the same color pattern. So we got all the flowers in the world. So we got the S stage of the game. I hear this one's really hard. No, I mean, I hear the S stage is really hard in this game. And it's kind of like Kirby's Epic Yarn. Yeah, all the worlds are kind of interconnected. But this is a problem I'm having with the game. There seems to be less story than Kirby's Epic Yarn. Like you know, Kirby's Epic Yarn had like the narrator and everything. So the whole vibe of the game felt a little bit different than this one. It's not bad. This isn't a bad game, but it just feels a little different. World 1S, Hang Tongue. That sounds gross. Ooh, nighttime level, first one of the game. I am afraid of what's gonna happen. Is this timed? Shoot, it is? Okay. Again, I have not played these levels in advance, so this will be fun. I have no eggs. Give me an egg. Shoot, 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 shoot. Thank you. Okay, just hearts. That was a... Whoa, okay, that was... please? Okay, thank you. Infinite Shy Guys, that sucks. I don't know, this doesn't seem too bad. That's gonna be jerkish, though. Get. Basically, like Yoshi's Island, you have to really master flighter jumping early on, I find. Because there is a trick to flighter jumping really well. So I always try to figure out that. That's like mission 1 of Kirby, of Yoshi games to me. Figure out how flutter jumping works. Because being able to do like the near infinite flutter is really important. This is something important. Okay. This seems easy. I mean, for a special stage, this seems pretty simple. That flower is gonna be a jerk though, to get. Or not. Kill you, keep you out of the way. This is a predicament. Oh, that was dumb. Timing is key. And I still screwed it up. And it was just a normal beat anyway. But hey, you never know with this game. Oh, that's jerkish. You as fast as I can, and whoa, okay. Yeah, as long as you figure out how to do the like really good fluttering, it doesn't seem that bad. You have trouble with the cause like see, I'm not losing much air each time, and in Yoshi's Island you can actually gain air, which is interesting. Oh man, that was a chance I should not have taken. Okay. I want that. I want that. How do I get it? Without getting sniped by a Shy Guy, I mean. Okay. We lived. Everybody lives. Somehow. Except all the Shy Guys we've killed. That though they can't actually be killed because they're yarn. I'm just hanging 10. Oh, hang tongue. Hang tongue because you're getting a lot of airtime. That I get it. I is smart. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. Yeah, platform. Bounce off the Shy Guy into the pipe. I don't know if you're supposed to do that, but it worked. Not complaining. Okay, that is mean. That is kind of mean. Just Mountain is Shy Guys. Oh, the real thing, hidden thing is up there. Okay. And we missed the flower. Shoot. Did we get on the wall now? Oh, shoot. Indeed. We messed up big time, but, we have to do this again anyway to get all the, hearts if we were going for 100%, so... Oh, done. That was dumb. That was really dumb. Thank you, Mr. Waterfall. Oh boy, oh boy. And all we missed was the one flower, so I will take it. I actually was trying to not grab the flower, but okay. Just for the sake of time, I was kind of trying to not actually drag out the video any longer. That wasn't too bad, really. I mean, like, if you weren't trying to collect everything, that would be pretty easy. These bonus games are starting to get a little old, to be honest, because, like, the old... Like, there's something about, like, the matching games in Yoshi's Island 1 that I had no problems with, but this is getting a little tedious. Mostly because these are just long. Long minigame is long. So... World 1 is almost finished. I am saying almost because... Well, we are kind of missing stuff. We have 160. Okay, we have unlimited power badges, so that might be a good plan. So we reassembled this Yoshi, and it is a Wii U Yoshi. That's cute. I think I'll switch to him actually for a while. I hear that every Special World Yoshi is actually a console reference. Meaning there's probably a Wii U regular edition as well, like a white and blue Yoshi. I'm just gonna go back and get the flower real fast. It shouldn't take too long. The mission itself only took like 5 minutes. It's pretty good for a special stage, to be honest. First flower. So it's the second one that we're missing. I was just making a mental note of that so we know which one to aim. So if we get 3, we'll back up. I shouldn't have been... I'm just not playing well. I'm not thinking things through because this level is a little bit, it's not that hard, but it's kind of scary how like tight some of the jumps are, which is something I actually do respect about platformers, when they have like really like jumps where you know you can make it, but it still feels very tense every time. It's something that you don't see in every platformer. Oh, and there it is. Okay, that was easy. Wait for the wave. And we got everything. So, how many hearts do we have? 18? Okay, so if we can get 2 more hearts, we'll 100% this stage as well. I'm doubtful that's going to happen, to be honest. And because things like this happen to me when I play and commentate. Ow. Jerk. Yeah, we're not 100%ing this stage, are we? Oh well, I'm not too broken up about that. We got all the items at least, that's something. Okay, that was dumb. Survive! You must survive! You must recover! I think that's a Smash Bros quote that everyone talks about. You must recover. Is that for Brawl or Melee? Was that for the Brawl? Like, Smash Dojo posts? Or was that for, something else? I can't remember. My knowledge of memes tends to not last very long. Again, short-term memory loss. So I can't really date memes very well. Ow. We are at 1 heart, and there are no checkpoints. So we are just gonna throw caution to the wind and land. Okay, we are safe. Done. Reached the goal. That only took, like, what, 3 minutes to get through when we were not searching for everything? That level's short for a special stage. But then again, there are no checkpoints, so... You did die, you kind of be in trouble. Okay, we had 1 heart left, so that was a little bit precarious. I think off screen I might also try to get 100%, but for the sake of time, I think I will not show me trying to get all the hearts or stamps. But that was 1 est. So back to Craft Island. Spraying over. Spraying is actually a word that's kind of difficult to say. Also, something I want to point out, thanks to the completionist review, I found out that this is actually an important thing. This thing that I'm running circles around. This is actually the ultimate level in the game. I forgot how you unlock it, but this is the ultimate level. I'm not sure if I'll be showing this for obvious reasons, because I'm not sure if I'll be able to collect everything for starters. I mean, we're having trouble in World 1 of all things. But in any case, we are heading off now to World 2, which seems to be the desert world. Across the fluttering dunes. And this is cool. Nice scarf. So, that being said, next time on Yoshi's Woolly World, we will be going and exploring World 2 in more depth. Thank you for watching.